Have you ever played in a game where you have a ton of loot, a ton of gold, and nothing to spend it on? Well, today I'm going to be talking to you about different ways you can spend gold in tabletop role-playing games. Now, you probably don't actually need any new ideas of how to spend money in the real world, but in tabletop role-playing games, it can be difficult to come up with ways of how to use gold, especially if you can't buy magic items in the game. But that doesn't mean that gold is useless. The first way you can use gold is to not use it, to hoard it all to yourself, become the dragon. Or maybe, kind of like Mario, you could just collect all the gold coins because it gives you life. Not really. I mean, there's no actual game benefit of collecting gold, but it's nice to watch all those numbers tick up on your character sheet, right? You get thousands and thousands of, gold coins that you could not use. And maybe that could be something that you use in your game. Like if some character is just hoarding all the gold, maybe they get cursed from dragons. Like the original tale of dragons was about the king who kept all the gold and didn't want to use it and help people out. And so they became this beast, this monster, because of their hoarding, selfish mentality. Maybe that's a player character. Or maybe that's just in all of us. Wow, that got deep. So the second way that you can use gold is the opposite of hoarding it and being the dragon. Instead, you can give the gold away to other people in the game, other NPCs. And by giving this away along the ley line, you actually gain a benefit of getting XP. So when you give gold away, you gain XP, and that helps your character grow. It's kind of like their charity gives them experience of seeing the people prosper, or something like that. Now, giving it away could mean that you're giving it to a church or a charity or your loved ones, or it could just mean that you give it away to the gambling house because you wanted to have a good time. However you want to flavor carousing, giving the gold away doesn't actually give the player any direct, tangible benefits. It's more of a social, emotional, and maybe experiential benefit that the player gains. The third way that you can use gold is to actually spend the gold, to go out and buy things. And in Along the Ley Line, we organize all of the things that you can buy into shops, and that makes it easy for the referee or whoever is running the game, because they can just hand the paper to the players or hand the list or say, hey, there's these shops in town, and they can go buying on their own. It doesn't take like a forever role-playing situation where they're just trying to buy a loaf of bread. They just want rations or to refill their arrows. And just, here's a chart. Here's the things that you can buy them, mark it off on your character sheet, and it's sort of like honor system. Because really, I think all tabletop role-playing games at some level work on the honor system, and Along the Ley Line does too for shopping. Now, if you want to role-play it, you still can, especially if they're trying to buy something that's not on the list, right? It's not there. They want the butterfly wand that casts butterflies because that would be cool. And it's not on the list, so they would need to roll a barter check. And then if they succeed, then they can find somebody who's selling that special magic butterfly wand, because who doesn't want that? The fourth way that you could use gold is by hiring help. You can either hire people to join your party. They can come along as hirelings or men-at-arms and help you fight, or help you unlock doors, or cook for you, or carry your torch, or whatever. Or you could use them to train you up. In Along the Ley Line, for a downtime activity, you could train in a skill, and you just roll that skill, and if you get max, you get a tick. 3 ticks, it goes up to the next level. Or you could pay a trainer to help you out, and they automatically give you a tick, but it costs 20 gold. So it's like, hey, do you want to pay some gold and guarantee the tick, or do you want to risk it and maybe get it on your own? This sort of correlates to real life. Teaching yourself, yeah, you can get it, but it kind of takes you a little bit longer than if you had somebody there to teach you. The fifth way to use gold is to entice other people's greed, to bribe them. Let me in. I've got a pocket full of coins that will be your friend if you do. Something like that. I mean, that could be cool. Besides directly bribing it, you could use it to influence different groups. And now I'm not talking about what I was talking about earlier about giving away the gold for goodwill. No. You're giving it to them with the intent and purpose and their knowledge that you're going to get something out of this. A quid pro quo. It's not the same as generosity. It's not the same as charity. It's I'm going to give you this thing and then you're going to do something for me. You're hiring them for influence. The sixth way is to build a fort. In basic D&D, eventually you would get up to the level where you would want to buy a castle, where you'd want to build an army, where you'd want to fight at a massive war scale. It's called the Axe system. It's pretty cool and interesting. The history of it, I'll link something that you can go check out in the description below. Well, and along the ley line, there aren't really rules for that yet. There are some hints. Just like at the end of this video, I'm going to hint about the secret grimoire. Yeah, you're going to get another letter that you can use to help you unlock the locked content at alongtheleyline.com. Well, I hope all your games are full of dread and laughter. Oh, you're still here? Oh, you want to know about the secret grimoire? Well, just keep watching. There's going to be another letter. It's going to show up here in just a second. Combine it with the other video, the other letter, and the ones that are coming after this, and you'll get a word. Use that word to unlock the secret grimoire.